Okay, so I wanted to make this quick video to show a really badly worn drum. If you have an issue where your castle nut on your VW keeps getting loose, yet you have the cotter pin, but somehow it gets loose. It's not that it's turning around the axle tube. What happens is that it somehow, as you drive, if you have these little splines worn, as these are really badly worn, you can see this is the original width, and you can see how thin they are. They skip, and then it gets loose. So those are very thin. Look at the ends, and I'll show you the new one, what it should look like. So you have to replace these. These are between $50 and $90, depending on where you get them. I got a set of Italian ones, and they were $50 plus shipping. And it's 2023 with all the inflation and all that. That's still pretty reasonable at this point. Some other places might have them a little bit more expensive, but it's the same. If you buy the Italian ones, they're going to be the same as in other places that are actually priced higher. I haven't tried the MP, I don't know. There's also Brazilian ones. Well, it's a good thing that I haven't had to do any videos for a while. That means that everything's been kind of smooth. I didn't have any issues that I could think of. Let me just think. I mean, there's always something, but right now I can't think of anything that was major. I mean, I did have one bolt come loose from the muffler, causing a little bit of a leak. It was a screw that went to the head on the left side, the other side, and but that was a simple fix. Anyways, going back to the drum thing, here is what a new one looks like. So as you can see, compared to the old one from the other side, it was pretty bad. Somehow I overlooked it. I don't even know. But anyways, these are the Italian made ones. You could get these right now. Amazon has some for $52. I think they're the same as Wolf for West. They're a lot more expensive there. I mean, these are AIP. I'm not 100% sure, but anyways, I think they're the same. Might be a different place, you know. I'm assuming just because they're made in Italy, they're the same and they look exactly the same. But anyways, I might be wrong. Okay, this one is not as bad as the other one, as the driver's side, but it's still worn. It's tough to see because I haven't cleaned it, but it's still pretty bad. Here we go. I mean, not as bad. I mean, it's still has some meat there, but it's not as it comes when they're new. That's pretty much it. I will adjust the brakes a little bit further through the hole. Obviously, this being a new drum, this is, I mean, I'll just mention it, but I mean, I'm sure you guys know that. You have to adjust the brakes, bring them in, because you have a lot more thickness here on the, you know, the wall of the drum. So you have to bring them in quite a bit, and you always have to clean splines or whatever you call that, because sometimes it's so tight compared to the old ones that it gets, you know, you have to clean it pretty well so it goes in smoothly. You could always add a little bit of grease, you know. I didn't do it because sometimes what I've noticed with the grease that I've used is that if it gets a little bit hot, it goes, you know, it goes inside there and makes a mess, and I don't want to have that happen. It's happened to me before. So I put a little bit of Loctite here. These actually stop at, you know, they have like a depth stop or whatever. It doesn't go any deeper than that, but of course you have to, if you have different type of lugs or something, you got to be careful you don't hit the moving parts inside the drums. But I mean, that's simple stuff. But yeah, if you ever, I've seen, the reason why I did this video is because I had this happen to me where these became loose. So hot here in Miami, it's like 100 degrees. So it's getting in my eyes and everything. But these was, they were becoming loose, and the reason why is because these were worn. So if you have worn splines or whatever you call it inside those ridges, it will make it will allow this to come loose. I don't know if there's other things that could happen. Usually, based on what I've read, is that what becomes worn is the drum brake. There's the possibility that this gets affected and worn, but that has to be very extreme type of applications, or whatever you're racing or something like that, I guess, or your car's really lowered and it causes some kind of issue. But for the most part, this is what has issues, and then you replace them. They're $100 for both. If you get these worn, then it's a big problem, because you have to replace these axle tubes, and it's I mean, you have to disassemble the whole thing, or whatever you call it. Not tubes, well, these are the axle tubes, I forget what they call these, but anyways, these obviously you would have to take apart the entire, which I have done with a friend of mine, which is not fun. You get leaks, you have to, I mean, it's a pain in the butt, and you have to essentially disassemble that whole part of the transmission there. And that's not fun. You don't want that to happen. So that's it.